Hey everybody, I am here to do a summer 5-star reads for you. I had originally filmed a June and July wrap up, and the angle was really funny. So went to refilm it, got sick, never did, and now it's September. So these are 5-star books from June, July, and August, okay? We don't actually have as many as I would have hoped, but I really wanted to keep it top tier for you guys. So let's look at my 5-star reads from this summer. These are actually kind of a backward order because I stacked it that way. The first one I'm going to show is Winterkeep. This is the 4th book in the Graceling series. The other 3 Graceling books came out around the same time as like Hunger Games. They are some of my favorites. I still reread them, and I was very nervous to get into this one because it's been like 10 years since one came out, and I was just not sure that it was going to hold up, and it absolutely did. I loved the story, caught you up with some of the old characters, developed a relationship with a whole new kingdom and new characters. There are some amazing magical creatures in here, including some fox familiars. So if you like familiars, definitely pick this up. And just look up the series in general because it's a great YA series for sure. I also picked up Bloody Rose, which is the 2nd book by Nicholas Ames, following Kings of the Wild. I, again, was worried it wouldn't hold up, to be honest, because the 1st book is one of my favorites of the year. And I was talking to my sister about this because she has also read the 1st book. And I was telling her, I think I loved the characters in this book even more somehow, which I was totally not expecting. Because the characters in the 1st book are so good, but these characters are so much more unique. They all have really cool powers. I just feel like we got the depth of the characters in a slightly better way this time. This is a great duology. I think there might be another one coming out, but I'm not sure. Either way, if you like fantasy at all, please check out Nicholas Ames. He's an auto-buy author for me. When I was in Hawaii, I listened to Naomi Novik's Deadly Education on audiobook and decided to buy the book, and actually recommended it to my book club because we're all OG Harry Potter fans and are kind of looking for something to fill that magical school void. And I think this does it really well, and it's good for adults who maybe want something a little bit darker. It does start off very angsty, but I think that slowly morphs into something very relatable and understandable. It also has some really great conversations about things like privilege and social acceptance that I just really loved. This is something I had heard about for so long, but just never picked up, and I'm glad I finally did. Okay, Martha Wells. Can't go wrong with Martha Wells. I love her novella set. It's always a great break. I can read it in one sitting. This follows Murderbot, who is socially awkward and very self-deprecating kind of robot. In this book, they made kind of a servant robot almost. Just can't understand, can't relate. And you get to watch that relationship progress throughout the book, and it's done so well. It's always great to get to see another robot through Murderbot's eyes. And another great cover. I know you guys have seen this one, so I'm not going to dwell on it because I held it up about 10,000 times in my mid-year freakout tag, but Lore Olympus, a great retelling for Persephone and Hades. Please pick it up if you at all love that. It does have trigger warnings, so please look out for those. But the art style is, just really stunning. I adore it with all my heart. So, Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstein. This one almost did not make the list, and I will admit that it is way too long. There was a point 3/4 of the way through where I just wanted to put the book down. And I was talking to my boyfriend, and I told him, I wish I could just tell you to read a certain set of pages because I know this book is not for you, but I really want you to experience the world that is created. Erin Morgenstein is great for atmosphere that is so enveloping that you can almost like taste it, feel it, touch it, vividly dream about it. And I just love that aspect. I still think about the world. I wish I could make a version of this world somewhere in life. So definitely too long. It was probably really a 4.75 because I was kind of over it by the end, but I just think I have to give credit where credit is due. And the fact that I'm still thinking about the world that's in here really said something to me. I listened to a few audiobooks during this time, and one of them was Leviathan Wakes. Another book that was a little bit just too long for me. I mean, obviously it's like iconic, right? It's such a good book. There's so much happening and things I was not ready for. I mean, it's just a classically good book. Like, it has the things you want out of a sci-fi. I don't really know what else to say. It's Leviathan Wakes. Like, it's just good. Okay, I read City of Brass by S.A. Chakrabarty. I think this book was more, again, about characters than plot for me, which usually I'm a plot reader, but I have to invest in the characters to really, truly give a 5-star to a book. And I think the plot was just a little bit lacking, but the characters went above and beyond. I loved the relationship that was building, and I think that relationship is what makes me want to read book 2. This is definitely lower on the list than some of the others, but I think the strong female character and the uniqueness of the world also just really make it top-notch for me. Okay, 2 more. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. We read this in book club, and it's so different from anything that I had read before that I couldn't help but fall in love with it. It's very, very slow, but also very powerful and very creepy. There are 2 or 3 big moments in here that just really change the whole speed and pace of the book. You're following this group of house moms, and it's just kind of moving along, and then it just ratchets up to this intense event and then comes right back down to following them along. And that was the kind of perfect thing that I needed for a horror book. The things that happened in here that were scary were things that you could imagine happening to you. And again, that just made it much more intense. Definitely trigger warnings in here, but a good October read if you're looking for one. And the last one was an audiobook. I listened to The Lies of Locke Lamora. Fell in love with Locke Lamora, fell in love with his band and characters. It is an absolutely tragic book and absolutely hilarious, and the fact that it could be both is astounding to me. It also has a main character who is not your typical hero. He's not the strongest. He's not the bravest. He is definitely the smartest, or he thinks he is. And he pulls it off really well. He has a certain arrogance about him that he can back up. And the roller coaster of the first book following him was incredible. So I'm excited again to listen to book 2. If you're looking for 5-star reads, here is my set. I don't know if you have the same style as me, but there's some romance on here. There's some slow books. There's some horror books. So hopefully you can find something on this list that if you haven't read already, you can check out and let me know what you think. I will see you all later.